Hey, what up and welcome to another episode of Creased. Now, it is to no one's surprise that the most anticipated sneaker this year is the Jordan 1 High Lost and Found. Reimagined, pre-creased, pre-whatever, Jordan 1 Chicago, right? The Jordan 1 Chicago is essentially what kicked off the craze of the sneaker market. Even to this day, a Jordan 1 Chicago, which came out in 1985, commands thousands of dollars, right? There's been plenty of different iterations. The last one, I believe, was the origin story. The origin story, plus there's been mids or whatever. Well, it's not the OG, is it? It looks like it is an actual OG, but it's not. It's a pre-distressed, pre-aged look at the Jordan 1 High Chicago. And the idea is you're lurking around in an old mum and pop's type sports store, you go out the back and you've found a pair, and it's even got a mismatched lid. It's just been sitting there for years. And that's what it would look like. The concept is incredible, but a lot of people are upset that we didn't just get a Jordan 1 High retro of the Chicago, right? Just the OG. For me, I want this, and I want a retro of the OG. So, I'm kind of torn. One thing that has been spoken about is there will be 500,000 pairs. The most of any Jordan 1 release ever. Now, that means good things for people like us that collect sneakers. I've joked around for ages and said that I want 12 pairs, and we're going to break it down on how likely that's going to be. It is Tuesday, November 1st, and the first raffle for the Lost and Found has popped up on Culture Kings. It doesn't get drawn for another 17 days or whatever, but you gotta do it. I joke around 12 pairs and everything, but like, if I can get 12 pairs, I will get 12 pairs. And I've been, look, on the equal run fair system, I've been pretty lucky. We obviously won, what's the most recent one? The neck face joints. They haven't arrived yet, but by the time you're seeing this, they will have. So, yeah. 500,000 pairs. I don't know how many's coming to Australia. What happened? I just logged out. I don't know how many's coming to Australia, but at the very least I need one. Not that I think I'll be able to get 12 pairs, but how likely it is to be able to get at least one pair, right? So let's break down 500,000 pairs. Now 500,000 pairs is worldwide. 500,000 pairs is also between adults, GS, PS, and toddler. So that's not just 500,000 pairs of men's, and it's definitely not going to be that over here in Australia. Now, over here in Australia, if you're familiar with anything related to sneakers, we kind of get the bottom end of the stick. Now, I'm sure there's countries that would probably get less allocation than we do, but we don't get much. Now, 500,000 pairs is rough. I want to say it's similar to the Cool Grey 11s last year, which was a holiday release as well, right? This is coming in November, that was December. For me, I found it pretty easy to get a pair of those. I joked about being able to get multiple pairs. I probably could have got more than two, but I didn't want to be greedy. I just wanted to see how many raffles I could hit on, just to be able to relay to you guys that it's going to be an easy cop and don't pay resale, right? I managed to hit 2 pairs, and even then, like, I only put enough amount of money in for one. JD does some weird thing with PayPal and it still went through anyway. So 500,000 pairs, but when the Cool Grey 11s dropped, for weeks I would see them sitting. If I went to my local Foot Locker, if I went wherever, they were sitting, right? The difference between that, which is probably one of the best Jordan 11s, this is probably one of the best sneakers of all time. People that like Jordans, people that resell, people that like sneakers, people who just want a cool pair of shoes to wear on IG will want this pair. The demand is going to be about 5-fold on what there was for the cool grey 11s, if not more, right? Put that into perspective as well. We're saying 500,000 pairs. How many pairs have you seen on the early markets? I know local stores in Australia that have had full size runs. Like weeks ago, they've had full size runs, right? So every time that's happening, it's chipping away. Now again, that's only Australia. How many in the UK? How many in Germany, America, whatever, in terms of early pairs? Now, every man and his dog has, you know, within sneaker YouTube, has bought an early pair, showed it off and whatever. That chips into it. I could have did that. They're at about $1,000. They're down to about $500 now. I don't want to pay resale. I know I should be able to get a pair, so I'm holding out for that. But it would have been cool for the early content. At this point, there's no real point. By the time they would make their way from America to here, they're going to be available anyway. Now, so take into consideration early pairs that have been leaked around, which essentially are stolen pairs, right? They're either stolen or fake. I'm not sure which one. Depends where your source is, right? When we were looking at that heist over in Memphis the other month, there wasn't too many people mentioning the lost and found joints, but they've been rocking up early everywhere for a while now. There was that image that went viral from Flight Club. That was a full-size run. How many other places had that exact same thing without it going viral, right? That's just one that went viral. There's a lot of people getting around, like YouTubers wearing them on feet and going, if you know, you know, the plug or whatever. I'm pretty sure StockX and Sneaker Dunk have had them on there for months, right? These pairs have got to come from somewhere, and every time they do, Nike isn't replenishing the stock that they're going to release. That's not happening. So that 500,000 keeps coming down, right? Now, if you want to be completely blown away, when I was on StockX the other night checking the price, I want to say 3 or 4 days ago, right? It said in the last 3 days, they've sold 934 pairs. I think it was 900. It was 900 something. Almost 1,000 pairs have been sold on StockX in the last 3 days. That's it. They've been on there for months. How many pairs have sold within those months? Now, we can say there's reps and everything like that, and a few may slip through the cracks. But they authenticate it. They go through all this process to do it. Now, that shoe hasn't been available yet, so maybe they're not sure how they actually look, but I gotta say they can't be fake, right? 900 odd pairs in the last 3 days have sold on StockX. That's not including, you know, Goat, Sneaker Dunk, your resale stores over here that are claiming that have got full size runs. That just keeps chipping away at that number. So what's the reality? I believe this is what I'd like to see. I'd like it to be similar to the Cool Grey 11 release, where it's an all-store, in-store release, right? I'd love that. I don't think it'll happen. I think it'll be on their run fair equals raffle system, and you'll also have JD will get an allocation, all your boutiques will get an allocation, and obviously sneakers, right? So you're going to have multiple chances to go into it. Your best chance is to go in every single raffle. I've already gone in on the Culture Kings raffle. I believe that went up like a couple weeks ago. They're known for having their raffle like way in advance. Almost seems like it's a flex, right? I've been joking for a while saying that I want 12 pairs. I do. I want 12 pairs of these. I will wear nothing but Chicago's for an entire year. If I can get 12 pairs. That won't happen. I know it won't happen. The truth is, we're all going to be lucky if we get one pair. The sneaker market has crashed to an extent, definitely. But somehow they've managed to turn it around and get into 4s and various other things, right? I saw someone trying to sell New Balance the other day, the 2002R. Insane, absolutely insane, considering they were still sitting for retail. But these people are going to try and make money out of anything they can. So what do you think they're going to do when it comes to the sneaker of the year? And let's be honest, this is the most anticipated sneaker of the year. The other part of that too is, over in America, and maybe the UK, I don't know, I've only seen posts from America, but on their sneakers app, they had a thing where they basically went through people who have lost the most raffles and gave early access to those customers to be able to purchase the lost and found. Now, I would assume there's a way around that algorithm, and I would say botters are able to get into that as well, into the early access, because basically it creates a link, you go in and you still got to wait the same way you would with sneakers, but I don't know. But a certain allocation from the American allocation have already been sold through early access. Then you got, in China, they've got these displays that look insane. Like, the installation is incredible. I'd love to see something like this in Australia. But all those pairs there, that looks like it's the pairs. I don't know. It could just be a really well crafted model. But look, I think if you really want a pair, you should be able to get a pair if you're in the more common sizing. Obviously, the bigger you are, the smaller sizes you are, they're going to be harder. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. This is all speculation. But there should be enough raffles. There should be enough allocation that if you want a pair of these, you should be able to get them. Are they going to be as easy as the Cool Grey 11s? Not a chance. If you want something that's going to be super easy around the holiday times, Cherry Red 11s. All the hype that's been basically brought up with them around the Memphis heist and everything, I don't think anyone's talking about that shoe without that. Could be wrong. Could just, I don't like them. I don't know. But you'll be able to get them. They're going to sit on shelves 4 weeks, guaranteed. Lost and found, Jordan 1 highs, I don't think you're going to see on shelves. I think they're going to be sold out within a normal period of a shoe that goes to raffle, and it's going to be hard. You're going to have to go in every single raffle, like Foot Locker, JD. You may have to I'm thinking about setting up another bank card just to be able to go into multiple. I don't know. It's going to be all hands on deck just to get one of them pairs. But what I might do now, that was about 3-4 days ago, right, on StockX. Let's have a look how many have sold. Just says hot right now. Doesn't come up. Maybe it's only a desktop version. I'll post right here what it says in terms of the lost and found. But right now, I'm seeing places selling for like $1,200, right? But if you go on to StockX, you can get a pair for $598. There we go. In size 10 alone, 213 purchases in the last 3 days. Now, size 10 is probably one of the more popular sizes. When I used to work in retail, men's sizing, the most popular was like 10, 10.5, 11, right? It's going to be hard work out here, but I hope the allocation reflects that. You know, if that's the most popular size, we have the most allocation, but you never know. I have said pretty much all year that every raffle I've gone into, I'm pretty sure every raffle I've gone into this year, stuff that I really wanted, right? Obviously, like, I think I went in the Travis Scott raffles, and I was like, you know, it would have just been a thing where I review it and probably just hand it off to a mate for a retail assist. But anything I really wanted, like these, and a bunch more, like anything I've really wanted this year, I've been super lucky. Maybe this is when my luck runs out, but I have hit on basically every raffle except for like super hype stuff that, to be honest, I'm not that interested in. It'd be more for content, right? I've been able to get on. Now, I put that down to companies doing their best to negate the resell element. This shoe right here though is probably going to bring out those that may have dropped off when the sneaker recession was happening, right? Even with the amount of pairs, I think straight away this shoe is going to be like $1,000 on the resale market. If you want to pay that, go for your life. Right now it's going early for about like $500-600. I still think that's too much, right? With all the poor quality that's been happening with Nike of late, it's not worth it, right? But if you want a pair, make sure you get into all the raffles as they drop. I'll be sharing them on the IG. And look, let's all together put our fingers, cross our toes, cross our fingers, whatever, and try and get this dub. I'm hoping for 12 pairs. If I win on every single raffle that I enter, that's going to be crazy. I'm going to be broke that week, and I might have to give a pair away. But this has been another episode of Creased. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Are you looking forward to the Lost and Found? Are you not? Do you not care? Would you prefer the regular OG like the 2015? Let me know. Let me know in the comments, and we'll be back twice a week. Peace.